Have you ever felt like your entire life follows a pattern? You can't quite explain why you're drawn to certain people? Why love feels effortless with some but impossible with others? Or why you always seem to face the same challenges no matter how much you grow? What if I told you that the map to understanding all of it to our relationships, your purpose, even your hidden potential, was written in the stars the moment you were born? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only understand what a birth chart truly reveals, but you'll know exactly how to read your own cosmic code. Astrology isn't just about your sun sign, the zodiac sign. You tell people when they ask, "What's your sign?" That's only one small piece of a vast, intricate puzzle that makes up you. Your birth chart is the full celestial blueprint of your personality, emotions, and destiny. It's the energetic snapshot of the sky the moment you took your first breath. Imagine it like a divine GPS system. It doesn't control your choices, but it can illuminate the path ahead, helping you navigate life's twists and turns with greater clarity and purpose. So, if you've ever wondered why people with the same zodiac sign can feel so different, or if you've been curious about that mysterious circle full of symbols called a natal chart, you're in the right place. This video will walk you step by step through how to read your birth chart like a private if you've never opened one before. Let's start at the very beginning. Your birth chart, also known as your natal chart. To generate it, you'll need your exact birth date, time, and place. These details aren't just trivia, they determine the precise positions of the sun, moon, and planets relative to Earth at that exact moment. Without an accurate birth time, parts of your chart, especially the rising sign and houses, can be off. And trust me, those make a huge difference. Now, picture your birth chart as a circle divided into 12 pizza slices, each slice representing an astrological house. Each house rules a different area of your life, your relationships, your career, your home, your values, and more. The planets are like actors performing in those houses, and the zodiac signs are the costumes they wear. The story of you unfolds from how these actors interact within that cosmic stage. Let's break it down piece by piece so that, by the end, you'll be able to look at your own chart and truly read it. First, your ascendant, also known as your rising sign. This is the sign that was rising on the eastern horizon at your time of birth, and it sets the tone for your whole chart. Think of it as the mask you wear when you first meet people, the vibe you give off, your physical appearance, and how you start new experiences. It's the filter through which the world sees you. For example, if you're a Cancer sun but have an Aries rising, people might see you as bold and energetic before they notice your sensitivity and emotional depth beneath. Your sun sign represents your ego and life force, your drive to shine, create, and express yourself. It's the essence of who you are becoming. That's why most horoscopes focus on ETSL's your identity, your conscious self. Your moon sign, on the other hand, is your emotional inner world, your instincts, vulnerabilities, and what makes you feel safe. The moon tells us how you nurture yourself and others, how you react when no one's looking. Someone with a Capricorn moon, for instance, might appear composed in public but struggles privately to express their emotions. They find comfort in stability, not chaos. Now, if you're holding your birth chart open, maybe generated from a site like Astro.com or Cafe Astrology, you'll notice planets scattered across those 12 houses. Each one plays a specific role in your personal narrative. Mercury is the planet of communication and thought. Wherever it sits shows how you express yourself and process information. If your Mercury is in Gemini, your mind is curious and restless, hopping from topic to topic like a cosmic butterfly. But if it's in Taurus, your thoughts are deliberate and grounded, prefer facts over fantasies. Venus tells you how you give and receive love, what you value in relationships, and what kind of beauty you're drawn to. A Venus in Leo loves big gestures and romance that feels grand. A Venus in Virgo, by contrast, shows love through small acts of service and practical care. Mars reveals your drive, your passion, and how you pursue what you want. Mars in Scorpio has an intensity that can magnetize or intimidate. Mars in Libra seeks peace, charm, and partnership even when chasing goals. At this point, you might be thinking, wow, there's so much going on already. And you're right, this is where most beginners stop because the chart starts to look overwhelming. But don't worry, the secret isn't memorizing meanings, it's understanding relationships. You see, astrology isn't just static, it's dynamic. That's where aspects come in. Aspects are the angles planets make to each other, forming the connective threads in your chart. They describe how the energies interact. When two planets are close together at conjunction, they merge their energies. Imagine the Sun and Mercury side by side. They create a person who lives and breathes communication, naturally expressive. When planets form a 90-degree angle, a square, it brings tension, but also growth. Sun-Moon square might mean you often feel torn between what you want and what you need, but working through that conflict builds incredible emotional strength. Have you ever met someone and just clicked instantly? Check your charts. Chances are your Venus might be harmoniously aspecting their Mars, or your Sun could be aligned with their Moon. That's called synastry or chart comparison, and it's one of the most fascinating branches of astrology. But for now, keep your focus on your own charts, inner workings. Quick question for you. Which part of your chart are you most curious about your love style? your destiny, or your emotional patterns? Let me know down in the comments. I love seeing how people connect the dots in their own charts. Alright, back to your house as the stage of the entire cosmic play. There are 12 of them, each ruling a specific domain of life. The first house, ruled by Aries, is the house of self, how you appear to the world, your physical body, and your approach to life. Your rising sign sits here. The second house deals with money, possessions, and your sense of value, self-worth, and material comfort. The third house is communication, early learning, and your neighborhood shows how you think and speak in daily life. The fourth house, ruled by Cancer, governs home, roots, and family. It's your emotional foundation, the place you call home deep inside. The fifth house represents creativity, play, romance, and self-expression, your inner child's playground. The sixth house rules work routines and healthy. It's where service and discipline live. The seventh house, the domain of Libra, is partnership, romantic, business, one-on-one connections. The eighth house dives into transformation, sexuality, shared resources, even rebirth and healing through endings. The ninth house expands your horizons, travel, philosophy, higher education, and meaning seeking. The 10th house is your public reputation and career, the heights you strive to. The 11th governs friendships, networks, and collective goals. And the 12th, mystical and foggy, represents the subconscious dreams. And the spiritual realm, the hidden patterns beneath your outer life. Now, remember our actor analogy? If Mars lands in your 10th house, your drive and competitive streak shine in your career. But if it's in your 4th house, that intensity might play out at home or in your private life instead. The house modifies where the energy shows up. Here's a cool way to picture it. Planets equals actors. Signs equals roles or costumes. Houses equals stages of life. The aspects between planets, that's the script. The dialogue unfolding between them. As you explore, look for patterns, clusters of planets in one area of the chart called stelliums. Amplify that theme in your life. Maybe you have 4 planets in your 7th house. You're a magnet for deep partnerships and lifelong lessons about balance and union. Now, let's talk about the rising axis, your ascendant and descendant line. The sign opposite your ascendant sets the tone for what you attract in others. If you're Aries rising, your descendant is Libra. You tend to draw people who bring calm, harmony, and mirror your impulses. The same rule applies across all rising signs. And then there's your midheaven. Located at the top of your chart, this reveals your calling. It's not just your career, it's your legacy. For instance, a midheaven in Aquarius might lead you toward technology or humanitarian innovation. In Leo, it calls you to lead, inspire, or perform. You can almost think of your birth chart as a dialogue between your soul, the moon, your purpose, the sun, and the way you move through the world, the ascendant. Learning astrology is really about learning to listen to those inner voices and understanding how they shape every choice you make. At this point, stay with me because the real secret to reading charts isn't memorizing, it's feeling into the energies. Astrology is an art as much as a science. It's about intuitively sensing what these celestial interactions mean for you, not just repeating textbook definitions. Here's an example. Imagine your chart shows Venus conjunct Saturn. That can sound harsh. Saturn's restriction, meeting Venus is love. But in practice, this might mean you take relationships seriously. You value loyalty over flings. You may not open your heart quickly, but when you do, you're all in. See, the stars describe tendencies, but how you express them is your free will. Which sign do you think takes love more seriously, Capricorn or Scorpio? Drop your guess below, I'll be reading those comments later. Now, as we move toward the deeper part of the chart, let's talk about transits and progressions. Your natal chart never changes, it's your foundational energy. But as time moves, planets continue their dance, forming new aspects to your birth placements. These transits activate different parts of your chart, bringing lessons, opportunities, and sometimes challenges. For example, when Jupiter transits your 2nd house, you might see financial growth or improved confidence. When Saturn moves through your 7th house, it tests your partnerships, challenging but meaningful times for commitment. Understanding your chart means you can anticipate energy cycles and move with them instead of against them. You're not predicting the future, you're recognizing the cosmic weather and planning accordingly. And here's the fun part. Your chart tells you not just what you are, but what you're becoming. That's where astrology becomes a tool for personal growth. As you integrate different parts of your chart, you evolve into your higher potential. Before the big reveal, here's a bonus insight I promised earlier. If you learn nothing else today, remember, this year's sun, moon, and rising triad is the holy trinity of astrology. They form your core identity. Your sun is what you grow into, your moon is what you need to feel safe, and your rising is the way you meet life head-on. So if you ever feel stuck or confused about who you truly are, start by studying that triad. You'll find the blueprint of your emotional wiring, your behavior, and even your spiritual path. And now, for the climax, the most powerful insight beginner astrologers often miss. The secret to truly reading a birth chart is this. It's not about knowing the signs, it's about seeing the story. Your chart is alive. Each planet, sign, and house is a character in the novel of your soul. When you zoom out, you begin to see recurring themes, the same lessons repeating through love, career, health, and friendship. Those are your karmic threads. The universe has written them for you so that you can rewrite them consciously. Astrology isn't Fatit's awareness. Your chart shows the patterns, but you decide what to do with them. Think of it as cosmic therapy guided by stars instead of a psychologist's couch. When you realize that, everything changes. Suddenly, frustrations make sense, attractions feel guided, and even heartbreak becomes a teacher. Reading your chart becomes reading yourself. So let's circle back to that opening question. Could your entire life path really be mapped out at birth? The answer is, in a way. Yes, but only to the extent that you're willing to understand it. Your chart doesn't control you. It mirrors you. It's a cosmic reflection of every potential you hold inside. If you've stayed until the end, you now know how to navigate your sun, moon, rising, planets, and houses. You understand that astrology is less about prediction and more about empowerment. The more you study it, the more you'll see yourself clearly in. That's where true transformation begins. So go ahead, pull up your chart tonight, grab a notebook, and begin decoding your cosmic symphony. You might just discover the version of yourself the universe has been trying to introduce you to all along. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more cosmic insights, because next week's episode will dive deep into compatibility and soulmate astrology, where we'll explore what really happens when two charts collide. Until then, trust the stars but always follow your heart.